This series was a clash between OKC's historically great defense and Indiana's unique high-paced offense, but after Game 6, the Pacers' defense has been a major development. Indiana had a good defense all year when they were healthy, but they've almost looked like the Thunder defense at times in this series, holding OKC to a season-low 91 offensive rating in Game 6 and smothering them into their highest turnover rate of the season. The big Pacer development this game was almost entirely eliminating their full-court pressure. Picking up at half-court instead, Shai dribbles it off Miles Turner's foot for the first of his 8 turnovers, and look at how close Turner is to this screen, so there's no space for SGA to slip through. Remember, earlier in the series, Shai had too much space to split that screen and get downhill. So the focus for Indiana is executing this technique by being within reach of the screener, containing the ball if needed, then once the on-ball defender recovers, returning to the screener, and then Miles does a great job here, staying square and bodying Chet Holmgren into a traveling violation. This becomes a game of inches because sometimes the positioning earlier in the possession influences this. Miles is a touch behind here, pushes the ball away from the pick, and they just late switch it when Jalen Williams opts for a step back. But otherwise, Turner wants to be up at the level of the screen, again, defends the split dribble or pocket pass, and Aaron Nesmith works hard to recover and strip the ball at the rim. So this coverage asks a lot of the on-ball defender, who's trying to stick to the dribbler like his life depends on it, and Nesmith's so physical, Williams dribbles it right off his foot, and this sounds like a Thunder game, staying physical through screens and forcing endless turnovers. Nesmith navigates screens well, and so does Andrew Nembhard, who maintains contact with Shai around the pick, keeps sliding his hips Lou Dort style, and just rips Gilgeous-Alexander. And this was a great wrinkle from Nembhard, where Ben Mathurin is a touch out of position on the screen, so Shai can get downhill, but Nembhard just stays with him and nearly blocks his shot at the end. And I think this catches Shai off guard, and much like the Thunder D, we have 4 defenders in the paint daring passes to 2 wide open shooters on the outside. When Shai involves a vulnerable guard like TJ McConnell, Indy will jump switch to briefly slow down the ball. Nembhard lingers to help, so when Shai passes, he has to run the shooter off the line, then suddenly he deflects a pass out of bounds. And yes, this is a Thunder-level peel switch from Indiana, with Pascal Siakam reading the play, leaving to help, while Nembhard U-turns to take Siakam's man in the corner. Now, here's one in transition where Miles is slow to react, but Nesmith is pulled way off Jalen Williams, so Shai has nowhere to go. Then Siakam jumps out on the pass to let Nesmith recover. Aaron actually goes the wrong way, but the Pacers are really packing the paint and shrinking the floor. On this one, it's early offense, and Turner's the one pulled way off of Holmgren. Then he recovers out to Chet to block it. And this was a big game for Miles, really using his strength advantage to ragdoll Holmgren on defense, and then the awesome spinning block there. Here it's another screen for Chet. Miles switches out and smothers him. Then when the Thunder reset into a pick and roll, there's an extra body in the middle of the lane because Nembhard ignores Shai's cut. J-Dub nearly dribbles it out of bounds, but the damage has been done and the possession is crushed. And this one's next level stuff, with Shai looking for a ball screen. That help defender actually emergency switches to SGA to stop any advantage. And the real magic here is Nembhard switching to Toppin's man, only his man cuts right through. So Haliburton takes him instead. Nesmith goes to Haliburton's man in the corner, and that's amoeba level flexibility from the Pacers before a tough foul call. Seeing the finals live was incredible. Yeah, weren't you going to take me? Well, that's not exactly possible. What if we use the SeatGeek app? Oh, that's great. That'll get me and the viewers to all kinds of events this summer. Baseball, concerts, festivals, and more. There's no more basketball, right? There is basketball. Summer League in July is in Salt Lake. It's in California, of course. It's in Las Vegas. Seats in the app are rated 1 through 10 and color-coded, so you can see how good your deal is before buying, and every ticket is backed by a buyer guarantee. Don't forget the deal. Right, when you use the code THINKING10, you get 10% off any tickets. Click the link in the description to download the app with the code automatically added to your account so you can use it later. That's code THINKING10 for 10% off at checkout, and that helps support this channel. Great, so it's settled. We'll go together. Let's get back to the video. In the third quarter, the Thunder went to a bread and butter play where the player under the rim spaces to the outside during the pick and roll. Only, again, the Pacers just ignore that cut to pack the paint. J-Dub is wide open, but the pass never comes. And the possession before that, when they tried it, it was Nesmith lingering in the paint. And if he had gone to the outside, this pass to Holmgren is available. So this coverage really demands hitting that open man early. Nesmith is sitting on the pass and recovers as fast as the ball, and that's Thunder level recovery speed from Indiana. When a defense is this fast and coordinated, it forces higher level reads from the offense. They ignore Caruso's cut, so multiple defenders swarm Shai in the paint. Caruso's briefly open, but Shai misses it, and because they're recovering as Shai picks it up, Obi Toppin's there on the pass, and again, it's basically a triple team, and then it feels like no one was ever open. Siakam guarded SGA that possession, and he's been awesome switching onto Shai in this series, staying balanced on that move, and then what an angle to completely smother that shot without fouling. And he knows there are bodies behind him in the paint, so he pushes Shai toward the sideline, then avoids the contact as SGA picks up his dribble. And this is basketball chess because his left arm is on Shai briefly. That triggers Shai to foul hunt. Pascal feels that and gets his arms out of there and his chest up, and SGA is just stuck. Siakam's been Indiana's best player through 6 games, in large part because of his defensive contributions. He has no business being in this play. Nesmith has its head turned, so it's Pascal who goes full Draymond Green from the top to somehow get that. Here's another one off a rebound. Siakam reaches perfectly to strip the ball. That leads to this mad scramble where Tyrese Haliburton jumps the pass, saves it, starts the Pacers break, and then Nesmith drills a huge 3. And the best steal of the night belonged to, again, TJ McConnell with the no-look deflection in the backcourt. Then he tracks it down, and Toppin was on fire in this game again. Here's McConnell using that speed to get into the paint. Note all the OKC defenders around him. Great up fake by Toppin to get some space, and he poured in 20 off the bench. But TJ was yet again amazing in this game. And you might be wondering how he's able to get into the paint so often against such a fast defense. And he's obviously very quick, but he's also very crafty. The spin move is the highlight there, but that was the second time in minutes that they faked a screen out of the corner. TJ went early in the other direction, and that throws off the defense. And that early screen on the side is something they run a ton with McConnell. Here it leads to a switch, and the Thunder leave Aaron Wiggins on an island. Then he's able to drive and draw help and set up easy offense. But he feasted this game by faking that action and then just driving the other way into space. And the Thunder have been reluctant all series to slide any help defenders toward McConnell in these situations, and so finally with a switch here, they sit on the edge of the paint for help, but that just lets him spray to open shooters. TJ even got in on giving OKC a taste of its own medicine, sneaking up on Shai once. And at just over 6 feet, he had not one big offensive rebound in this game, but 2 creeping in to tip this away from Shai to a teammate in the second. McConnell mostly split the point guard minutes with Haliburton, who played through that calf strain, and I thought Tyrese's passing and decisions stood out in this game, from inbounds passes to this tight entry pass, which is hard against the Thunder and led to this jumper. And some of these were subtle, like a great extra touch pass in transition here to Nesmith. And early in the game, Tyrese got out running in transition and then went with this ball fake to draw in defenders and free up another corner shooter. The more obvious passes were great too, like this absurd outlet the length of the floor to Ben Shepherd, and this vintage Hallie move in the third, going fake step back into the no-look jumping give and go for the layup. These decisions helped the Pacers commit just 2 first-half turnovers, and that ball security dried up OKC's easy offense it normally generates from its defense. Meanwhile, the Pacers have used many of these defensive concepts throughout the series, but their execution, intensity, and speed in this game were just on another level, and the Thunder almost never made the passes they needed to make. And so, one of the great final series in league history is going the distance, as the Indiana Pacers force a Game 7, and for the first time in franchise history, are 1 win away from an NBA championship. To support this channel, patreon.com/thinkingbasketball. That's where we have proprietary stats on teams and players throughout the year. We also have a Discord community, and you can get all of our extra video content over there, or sign up on YouTube as a member, where we also live stream the podcast. Thanks for watching all the way to the end on this one. Hope you enjoyed it and that you are having a great day.